Welcome to the Ranch and Table Podcast, where we discuss all things related to our Texas ranch and our Ranch to Table restaurant located in downtown Rockwall. I'm your host, Lee Wells. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ranch and Table Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by my friends at Sterling Tea. Did you know that Rockwall has a 9,000 square foot warehouse dedicated to tea and tea blending? They import tea from the highest quality organic and conventional products all around the world. China, India, Egypt, right here in Rockwall. So if you want to go out to sterlingtea.com, use our product code WELLS20. It'll give you 20% off. And thank them for sponsoring us today. Today I have with me at the Wells Ranch Studios, quite a guy. Tae Lewis.
What's up, y'all?
He is a contestant on the NBC show, The Voice, and welcome, man.
Thank you, brother. How you feeling, bro?
I'm great. I have I've gotten to know you over the last few days over the phone, last week or so. And then all day today we've hung out and got you a burger.
Yes, and I'm getting itis already.
Got you a burger and got you some dessert. And,
yes.
Wells.
If y'all have not came down to Wells here in Texas, y'all gotta come for real. Yeah, I'm serious. It's some good food. I got the itis right now. I'm telling y'all for real.
It's good stuff. We work hard. We try.
You can tell. You can definitely tell that y'all work super hard in the restaurant. Lie, bro. Because that don't make no sense how good that food was.
Well, I guess when you do the beef yourself and take care of all the scratch-made items, it does make a difference. It's not just out of a bottle.
It does.
I can't drink or eat ranch out of a bottle anymore. Stuff like that.
Did you really do that?
Well, I mean, you eat it, in a salad or whatever.
Oh.
No, I don't drink it.
I was about to be like,
it's been a long week, man. It's been a long 2 weeks. I've been working too hard.
I was like, come on now. We got to talk about that. What's going on?
I don't even know what day it is right now.
Listen.
Man, we've been working on wildfire relief. Mm-hmm. And so you're in town for a concert tonight.
I am.
I'm excited
for
about
the wildfire relief.
It is sold out.
It's sold out, y'all. But y'all can still come.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be packed if you're trying to get in.
Well, they're not gonna see this till it's over anyway.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
If they missed it.
If you missed it, you missed it.
But you're in town for that, so we're recording this on the day you're here. So just to give people an idea, everyone thinks that being an artist and doing music and all the things that you do, that it's glamorous and sexy and all that stuff. But you got up at 2:30 this morning to get on an airplane.
That part. No, I really did. I got up here at 2:30 this morning, and then I was like, I got to take a shower because I'm be ripping and running the whole time. Mm-hmm. So I had to get up, take a shower, and then I had to be gone from my house by 3:45. Yeah. Got the lift, and I got to the airport at like 4:15-ish, and got on the plane. And we was rolling away. Yeah. So that way we can be here on time. Because this is what the artist life looks like. So if you want to be an artist, this is what it looks like. I'm telling you. You're going to be tired all the time. Uh-huh. But that's a part of what a creative is. I love the journey, though. I ain't even going to lie, bro. I love it. I love it. I crash, though, when I get home. But that's all. I mean, that's the fun in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you got on a plane this morning, and you've been doing... We went to eat, and then we've been doing stuff. You had a Zoom call with a radio station just a minute ago here. Yeah. And then we're doing this, and then we're going to go straight from this. We'll probably end up at the venue, getting set up, sound check. Yep. And then you'll be there till, like
9:30.
Yeah, 10, whatever. Get everything packed up, and then to the hotel and in bed by hopefully midnight.
Hopefully.
To get up again at what time?
Oh, what time is our flight? Our flight is like Like 9 that morning. Okay. No, I forgot. It's 7. It's like 7 that morning.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. It's a direct flight. Yeah.
But yet, no time to just kick back.
Yeah.
And so almost a 24-hour turnaround right back home. And then what are you doing tomorrow? And then the next day. So it just keeps rolling.
So, yeah, because tomorrow I have a workshop I have to go to. As soon as I get back, I have to go to a workshop. Then I have an A&R meeting.
What's that? We don't know. What's the workshop?
It's a songwriters workshop that I have to go to. And basically, I'm going to be talking to some people from Warner. And they're going to be like basically talking to us about songwriting, what it takes, the tips and stuff to be a songwriter on labels and stuff like that. But also they're going to be listening to a glimpse of our music. And so I wanted to tap in and get there. But also, like, literally after that, I have an A&R meeting with a label. So there's a lot that's going on.
And what's an A&R meeting for those that don't know?
So an A&R meeting is basically the artist and relations meeting. So the person, I think that's what it is, artist and relations.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist.
I think that's what it is. I think it's artists and relations. So basically, the A&R person is person that like is in charge of the label. Whoever is in that label, they are in charge of that. And so they're gonna be talking to me about a little bit about what I do and who I am as an artist and what I've been doing so far. So it's been, I would say it's been an amazing experience being able to talk to them now that I am like on the show, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But it's been crazy. Yeah. You know, ever since I've gotten on the show, it's been lots of communication.
So tell people we're in the first part of March.
Yes,
we're about midway through March.
Well, almost March is done. So
yeah, so we're when did this journey start for you?
Yeah, so you talking about like for the voice? Okay, yeah. So the journey started in February of 2023.
What?
Yes.
We're in 24.
I know.
2023.
I know.
February.
Yeah. So I didn't want to audition at first.
So that's a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't want to audition at first.
Okay.
For me, in my head, I was just like, I'm not gonna audition because like I've already auditioned like 4 times. And they're probably going to tell me the same thing. Oh, you sound country, but... Well, no. They would tell me, oh, you don't sound country enough for us. Or it just sounds R&B and we don't know where to place you. Because it's at the end of the day, like, they're looking for great artists, but it's also casting at the same time. So you have to remember that it's not you, right? It's what they're looking for in that season. So maybe that's not what they're looking for.
Right.
So every season, it was like I just wasn't what they were looking for. So I, did the audition because when my friends told me to do it, she was like, you need to do it. And then I had my manager at the time. He was like, you need to do it as well. Just try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I went and I did it.
How long of a day is that when you audition for The Voice?
Yeah, so I did virtual. So in virtual, so you do like a 30-second to maybe a minute audition, and
just at your house,
just sitting at
like
the house,
a YouTube video. Okay.
Then you send the video in. Mm-hmm. You'll get a feedback probably like within 5 minutes to maybe 20. I got mine back in like 5 minutes, and they emailed me back, and they was just like, "Hey, we just saw your audition. We would love to let you know that you're advancing to the next round."
Okay.
So there's like 5 rounds before you get to that part of the other audition, like the blind audition.
So 5 virtuals.
Yes.
Before you get to meet somebody and go sit and stand in front of a stage.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the difference in like the first virtual and the second virtual and the third virtual? I mean, what are they looking for on each one? Do you know?
I don't. So, like, it's just protocol that they have to follow.
Are they just seeing if you can do different songs?
No. So, like, they already know that you can sing. So that's why they have accepted you to move forward so many rounds, right? They're just checking their background. They're checking to see if you're not crazy. They're checking to see if you are...
I kind of missed that on you.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
They need a 6th and a 7th round on you.
Yeah, I'm a little loco. You know what I'm saying? But No, they do a lot. Like, I didn't realize, for me as an artist, I don't see the logistics behind what they do and the motives of what they are trying to do for the show, but they do a lot to try to make sure that nobody is going past the limit of like them getting sued or anything like that, because they have to cover their tracks. Because you have to think about it, it's a multi-million-dollar company.
Right.
And so if they are having somebody on their show that potentially feels as though that they could, want to commit suicide or something,
right.
Then that's going to be on them.
Right.
So they just want to make sure that anybody that they put on the show,
lots of checks and balances.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's a big stage. Lots of people watching. They can't take a risk, so they're minimizing that risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you go through the different virtuals, and then you get to go to the live blind audition, right?
Yes.
The blind audition.
Yeah.
I've watched the show a little bit.
Okay, I want to get your thoughts, because I get everybody's thoughts on what they think about the show. But like, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
I've watched the show since it came out, so I've been for it's the 25th season now. And for the most part, most of those seasons I watched all the way through, front to back.
Okay.
I would watch on Tuesday, Wednesday, because I watch on my own time. I don't watch them live. I watch on my computer with my headphones.
Okay.
So I'm a music guy. I'm one of the big the big questions people ask in the rapid fire a lot of times is, what's your secret talent, or what somebody would never know about you. And I tell them that I used to be a bass player years ago and played drums growing up and was a band director for years. And so that's the one that people never see me doing. But the music background that I have makes me appreciate, especially that band that puts together all of those songs real time. I mean, that band, the Voice band, is probably one of the best bands I've ever heard consistently over the years.
Oh, bro. They're so my bad.
It's so good. So good.
They're so consistent, bro. Like, they are, I would say my band is great, but the band at The Voice was different, because they come in and having to know everybody's song, like over 40 people's song.
Yeah.
So, and they've been doing this. Like, it's like a machine to them, basically, right?
They can play anything.
And they can play anything.
And sometimes their arrangements sound better than the originals.
Yes.
I mean, it's more full. It's more, like, there's some songs, like classic songs, a lot of people do, like maybe something from the 70s, or they'll do a, I don't know, something from the 80s.
Yeah.
And those people were so high that sometimes it wasn't really put together as well as it could have been. But it's it's an 80s song. Who cares, right? Metal hair bands, whatever. But these guys, when they come out and play it, it's like, oh, that's the way that song should have sounded.
No, for real?
Yeah. It's really, they're amazing. So you get through the virtuals, and then you go to the live audition that you're doing. That's basically an audition, the blinds. And what was that like when you got there? Like, how were you there for the whole day?
Yeah. So
it's
it was
all
like
day thing. Like, you show the video of the people sitting around on the couches and drinking Starbucks and all that.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
It's literally an all day thing. You get up that morning at like maybe 5:30 in the morning. And then once you get up at 5:30 in the morning, you have to be downstairs probably like maybe like 6:15.
Is it like in a convention center or something?
Yeah. Well, no, it's in Universal Studios.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go to Universal Studios, but they have like a van that comes and picks up everybody who's going to be going and doing the blind auditions. They have that van that comes and picks us up. Once the van comes and picks us up, we get over there to the wardrobe. We get on like Universal Studios lot.
Mm-hmm.
We go to wardrobe. They put us in our get up that we're gonna wear for like our blind.
Do they give you those clothes?
Yeah. So it's different, because like they will give it to you, but they don't give it to you till you're eliminated from the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But they fit you in their clothes.
Yes.
That they want you to wear.
Oh, yes.
And they make you look the way they want you to look. Do you have any say-so in that? Like, I don't like this.
So you do. So, like, what happens is you have your own, they ask for your own vision board. So like they'll say, hey, could you like give us a vision board of what you want to wear for the show, preferably.
Okay.
And so what I usually do, like what I did was I sent them a vision board of like people like Midland or Jimmy Allen or that type of vibe. And so they were just like, okay, we can run with this because we've seen this before. We know what it looks like, right? But I also gave them a vibe of like Bruno Mars, like, because I love the way that Bruno Mars dresses as well. So,
but a country Bruno Mars.
A country Bruno Mars.
Okay, so that's what they would do.
That's different, right? It's nice.
Right.
So I told them, I said, let me wear something like that. And they clearly executed. I mean, you're going to, like, when you see my battles, like, they clearly executed what it was supposed to execute. Okay. Like, for
you were happy with it?
I was very happy. So the lady I had for my wardrobe, she, trying to think who she did wardrobe for. She did wardrobe for Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill. She did some stuff for Reba. She's done some stuff with Maroon 5. So she's like, she's worked.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. She's done a lot of stuff with rappers as well. Okay. So rappers and R&B singers. So she's done a lot. Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
So maybe give her my number because I need some help with my wardrobe a little bit. I just wear a bunch of fishing shirts. I wear fishing shirts like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and
I wear jeans. I even wear jeans to church.
That's a good get up, dog.
I'm comfortable.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
I don't have to worry about, my buttons popping or whatever. I don't have to sit up like this all day. I'm comfortable.
Oh my gosh. I hate that. Like I hate when I see people wearing stuff like that.
They look uncomfortable.
Yes.
You're like, I'm sorry you look like that. Sorry you feel that way.
And I'm like, now you know that shirt is way too tight on you. Put it up.
Yes. You're slouching, man. I can see you're not comfortable sitting.
Exactly.
So they will give you all the stuff, but after it's over, after the show's over, so it is yours. They give it to you.
Yeah, they essentially give it to you. They just make you wait until the end.
Yeah, they just box it up to you and say, "Here's your." It's like when you get laid off at a job. Here's your pink slip and your box from your desk.
Basically.
Yeah, so here's your pink slip. You didn't make it. Here's your box of clothes. Get out of here.
No, that's what it basically is.
You're going to be escorted off by security now.
No, for real.
So I've just been fascinated by this process. And we'll talk more about you and your music here in a second. But I'm just fascinated by the process because I've watched this for so many years.
Yeah.
And you don't see the behind the scenes. And so maybe someone else is bored. Maybe they're excited. I don't know. It's my show. So we're just going to talk about it.
That'd be all right. I mean, I know there's some people that's probably like, oh, I got to watch this. I got to see this. Because.
Well, I think I can't be the only guy that wonders about how that works. I mean, it's such a, it's such a machine. It's such a big machine. I've talked to some guys that have tried out and before, talked to some guys that have made it pretty far. It's just. I think it's interesting to talk about. And how else are we going to know? They're not going to just, their behind the scenes is, we're going to stay with you on this commercial and show you them move stuff off the stage. And that's all the behind the scenes, which is cool that they do that. But so when you go through the wardrobe and how was it when you walked out on that stage and you had your guitar? How many times did you tune your guitar before you walked out on the stage? Am I wrong?
Probably like 4 or 5 times.
You just make sure.
Yeah.
You just make sure one more time.
Yeah.
I got to make sure one more time.
Well, a lot of it too is because it was very cold in the room. So guitars are not very good when it's cold in the room.
Yeah, temperature and humidity mess with them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to keep tuning it so that way it can stay in tune while I was up there performing.
Yeah.
But I think my main focus is me just performing because I was so focused when I got on stage. When I first got on stage, I was so focused on I got to make sure that I'm playing the guitar really well because I want them to see that I can do both, right? But we also have to remember that the voice is showcasing the voice.
The voice, yeah, sure.
So, and not the guitar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
but I know that for that moment is for sure the voice. But I've told musicians before, I used to have music at my restaurant on Thursday nights, live music. And I've told some young people coming up, don't neglect your guitar because if you can't play that well, it will distract you from singing well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're not,
and you can know how to fake it, like, you know what I'm saying, playing the guitar. Like
I watched Blake Shelton play a real song like it was on a porch somewhere or something, and he can really play, but I didn't know that. Because when he sings, he doesn't play half the time, and half the time he does. George Strait's the same way. I'm sure he can play the guitar, but on stage, it almost is more of a prop sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's. I'm gonna be honest. It's for me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a prop for me.
Yeah.
Like I just do it because it's a prop, but it also showcases.
But you can play.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You can play. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a musician that can play the guitar.
Right.
And so I think that sometimes the people, especially if they're doing an acoustic set and it's just them and their guitar, if they're not very good, I mean, who else you got to fall back on? You can't stop playing.
That part.
You are the music.
Yes.
There's no backing tracks.
Yes.
There's nothing. So I've told people before, you got a good voice, but don't neglect that tool, that skill, because the more you can forget what you're doing and doing it well, the better you can make sure that whole thing happens. But,
100%.
Yeah. But how was it standing out there when did they count you down, or how does that work? Are they in your ear counting you down, or?
So there's a guy, Chris, I love him. He's dope. Chris is the staging director.
Okay.
And so he'll come over and he'll say, all right, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah. So he'll be like, all right. So then he'll go back to his pointer and he'll say, you know, artists, you'll hear it. He'll say, artist entering now. The next artist is entering now.
I heard that on the show, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the point where we have to like go in when he says the next artist is entering. So the door's
open.
So the door's open.
It's automatic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then you walk through like you see on TV.
Yes, sir.
Walk up the stairs.
Yes, sir.
How wrong is that for them to put stairs right there though?
Very wrong because it's dark. It's like super dark.
Could be a ramp.
Right.
I mean, it should be a ramp. I mean, that just feels wrong to me. You're like, you go out of this lit room, right? And then you walk in, these doors open. You're scared as you've ever been in your life, probably. And then they make you walk upstairs in the dark. But so you walk out there, you get out there to your mark, and there's, I guess, a stand for you, a mic stand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? Do they get in your ear and tell you, or you just start playing, or how do you match up with the band when that happens?
Yeah, so the band kind of gives you your count off. So
you hear them in their ear?
Well, no. So that's the difficult part too. So we have the subwoofers right there on the floor. So floor monitors.
Floor monitors.
You don't have.
Are they underneath? Because you don't see them. They're under. They're under. They're sub level.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So you can't. So you don't really see them, but you hear them.
Okay.
So you have to just kind of sing through that, and if you don't sing through that.
So did you start out? I watched your blind. You did all right.
Oh God!
No, you did great. God. You did great.
Thank you, brother.
For real. I'll just say it right now. I think you should win the whole thing. I really do. I really do, because I think you sing country because you want to.
Yes.
But I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
And so I really do think that you're going to go a long ways into this. And there's some things that we can't talk about on this podcast because for legal reasons, they can only speak about what's shown publicly.
Yes.
Right. So we can't even talk about what's happened past what's on the screen.
Correct.
Network TV. Correct. So we don't want to ever get in trouble for that. But I really do feel like you will go, and I don't know, for those listening, I do not know, what happens, because the lives haven't even started, or in those, y'all haven't even done that part yet.
No.
So before we leave the stage that's dark, and you got the music coming through the speakers in the floor,
mm-hmm.
and you're trying to figure out how to get started, and you got 4.5 chairs. You got a high chair out there in the middle now.
You got a high chair in the middle?
Yeah, for Dan and Shay.
Oh.
So you got 4.5 chairs out there. I'm just being facetious.
I know. That's why I was like, really, dog? Really? Okay.
So you got the chairs out because it's not really a full. You don't have 5 chairs because it only moves like you only have 4 moving, right?
Right.
So anyway, whatever.
But it counted as 5 chairs because it's 2 coaches.
5 chairs. So you got 5 chairs, and all of their backs are to you, and you're starting to get off singing, listening to the floor. And you're trying to get all this stuff going, right? How hard is that?
It wasn't hard for me when I got up there.
Because you've done it so long? How many years have you been playing live gigs and on the stage and stuff?
7 years.
Okay, so you've been doing this. You've been through some situations.
Like gigging since I was maybe 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe 6 years old is when I started gigging, and but when I was 6, I started gigging in church.
Okay.
Like I would go to multiple churches and just sing, and I learned over time how to sing, but also I had a mentor who was my choir teacher in high school. She taught me and mentored me and taught me about the level of like stage presence and what to do as an artist. And she was like, I want to train you. And so she did that, and it kind of just like went from there. But like when I went out there, I didn't have any worries. I was just like, let's go out here, let's have fun. And if I go home, that's okay. I'm going back home to know that like I came out here and I did it. I tried to audition and it didn't work out, and it's okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm going home, and I'm going to just
go do this, and whatever happens, happens.
Right.
But at least you did it. At least you got out there and did it.
And now we here.
I like it. So, how was it when that chair turned, though?
Oh man,
that was more than just I'm here to see what happens.
That was crazy,
right?
Now, when the chair turned, I think I was more so surprised that Dana Shay didn't turn.
Okay, so John Legend turned first,
and then Reba turned,
and then Reba turned a little bit later.
Yep.
Yeah. She was waiting on a high note or something, probably.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I don't know if he's confident enough. I hear this, but I don't know here.
She was paying attention, though. They showed her face. She was paying attention to it, but then she was kind of waiting on that. Let me see his range or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so those two turned around. So you kind of disappointed in Dan and Shay?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I wanted them to turn around. But
because of their country.
Yes.
Being a modern country now.
Yeah. And so I was just like, yo, it would be great if I had them as my coaches, because they would know how to teach me whatever they need to teach me, like as an artist. Right?
Is this like a similar sound that you want to go for now?
Yes.
I got you.
So that's why I chose them, because I was Reba like, we both have similar sounds.
I mean, you got Reba to turn. So how now you're finishing the song, right? And you're kind of waiting on the rest to turn, but at least you know you're on the show.
Yeah.
So then what happens when the song's over? How do you pick because all these guys have something to offer. Mm. They're all at a level that people want to get to in music. Reba has done more than most people will ever do in their life on music. I mean,
yeah.
So how do you pick?
How do you mean it? Like how do
like your pick? Thought process? Like not they you got to pick between them, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how do you choose that? Like you're going through your mind. What's your matrix of? If I go with John, I can do this. If I go with Reba, it'll be like this. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Or?
So in my mind, it was going to be either Dana Shay or Reba already
because of country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew.
And who's the fourth?
Chance the Rapper.
Okay, right.
So I knew that John.
You could have got a hat from him.
I know.
Right.
I don't understand. Number 3 on it.
I don't understand what 3 means, but anyway, go ahead.
Do you
know
Father, I guess Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Is that what it is?
I think.
Is he spiritual?
Yes.
Okay.
So that might be it.
Okay. That's the best explanation I've heard.
It might.
Okay.
That might be it.
So you're thinking through the process of who's best for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I felt like that either Dana Shay or Reba was going to be best for me, not because I'm country, but because they both like both Dan and Shay and Reba, they exemplify a way to create more range and opportunity for me to be able to do what I want to do.
Connections and stuff?
Connection, everything like that.
Right.
I felt like John wouldn't have done that. Mm-hmm. I felt like that Chance wouldn't have done that as well. Mm-hmm. But it's a chess game. Mm. So knowing that it's a chess game, you got to play the game very, very, very wisely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you don't play it wisely, you're going to get cut.
Make good moves.
You got to make good moves.
Right. And so you went with Reba.
I did.
Throw that shirt up real quick. I got to see it.
Yeah.
Show people what it is.
Y'all see it?
Can
y'all see it?
They can see it.
Oh, yeah.
The Team Reba, and it says season 25.
Season 25.
Did you bring me one of those? You got to earn that, don't you?
You got to earn it, bro. You got to sing. You got to sing.
I can't sing. I can't sing that good.
I heard you can.
No, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I can sing, but I haven't perfected the tool of my voice, like the instrument.
Oh, okay.
So to sing, you have to sing a lot and practice and keep it in shape. And I haven't done that. I've been a speaker for too long. And when I'm done speaking, I can sing better than when I start, just the warming it up and, getting it going. But I've never put the time in to sing. When I was younger, I sang in church, and people would ask me to sing, and I did. I can sing, but I haven't, not at a level that anybody would ever care about.
Okay.
But I do hear when it's off. I hear harmonies. I can tell when the harmonies are off with sharp and flats. I can hear all of that, which is why I've enjoyed The Voice, because I enjoy hearing people who can really sing well.
Yeah.
And I enjoy anything just about where someone's a professional level doing things well. Like you see those videos on the internet where people are like rolling barrels into a stack or cutting candy off at like these fast paces. I mean, I love watching people do things that I don't know how they do that. So same with singing. I enjoy the instruments, the guys playing drums. I mean, I'm looking forward to full band tonight. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I love it. I love a good band, and
it's gonna be real fun.
It's gonna be good. So almost through this, I'm walking through this in my mind because I really have. This is almost selfish for those that are listening because I want to know. But so you get through, you pick Reba. Did you eat the chicken tenders?
Everybody been asking me that question. I did. I ate them.
Were they cold?
They were very cold.
I bet.
They were very dry.
I bet. Well, they had the tater tots last time.
Yeah.
And I bet they were the same
way.
Yeah. Probably so hard you broke a tooth. Can you sue Reba if you bite down on a bone and... No, I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
We signed an NDA agreement.
It's a fine print, right?
Right.
So how was it when you go down and greet her and talk to her?
Oh my gosh. I call her Mama Reba.
Yeah.
And she's called Mama Reba. She's called Mama Reba for a reason.
Yeah.
Because she nurtures you. She really cares about who you are as an artist. Mm-hmm. She is there to support you and your vision and what you want to do. She's very, very much a stickler about moving a lot and really trying to just stick to the focus of what the song is.
Yeah.
But
don't distract your voice with your movements.
Yes.
Well, that's good advice. Some people dance so much they can't sing as well. Yeah,
you don't sing as much. Yeah.
Some people play the guitar or whatever so much they can't sing as well. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's good. So do you get to, I guess, do they start coaching right away? Like first round? They start coaching for
battles.
For the battles?
Yeah. So they don't really coach. I mean, you got to think about it. They don't coach for the blinds because we're just walking out there. They just then meeting us. So they don't have time and opportunity to coach us until we get to the battles.
Right.
And then when we get to the battles, that's when it's like, okay, I can talk to y'all. I can, really tap in with y'all like I want to.
Right.
And so that's when she started tapping in and really saying, okay, y'all sound great on this part. I don't have any notes on this part, but I need you to do this. I need you to do that. So it's like, it's more so of like really helping, encouraging us to be better.
So if you have a battle and you've got these, like I've seen them where they're like breaking up the different parts of the song. Like you do this part and you do this part, you do this part. Did y'all do that, or did they tell you which parts to sing?
Yeah, so I did that. I came up with some of the parts, but also they already have it written down of like, okay, this is your breakdown part of what you should do. But they always tell us that we can change it up if we want to.
Okay.
However we want to change it, depending on how high or how low your partner can sing. That's how they'll.
Okay. So they leave it up to you a little bit to figure out the details of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah. How long did it take you to get that part and all that figured out?
Like 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all sang together for a couple of days and go out and do the battle?
Well, yes. So we were there for probably like a month and a half, maybe a little bit over a month, not a month and a half, just maybe a little bit over a month, just practicing and really connecting with our partner. So that way our partner can be able to know us. But
just for the battle?
Yes.
It was a month to prepare for the battle?
Because they teach us, you get the song, you learn it, but also you're doing interviews. You're also doing like other stuff for NBC as well as the show. So there's a lot that's going on within that month span.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot.
And then you go home, come back. It's you find out if you made it or not. Like you'll find out if you made it or not, like before you go back. So if you get a phone call or you get your itinerary, that means you go back. That you're still in the game. If you don't get your itinerary, that means that you're gone.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna either give you a call that day or probably tomorrow. That next day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man,
it's crazy, right?
That's a lot. That's a big process.
Yep.
And I always knew it had to be, because you can't leave. You can't just send somebody up there after a few hours of practice and put it on TV.
No, absolutely.
They got too much invested in their brand and in to be embarrassed, right? It's got to be good.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all that process, how do people mess it up?
Man.
Like I've heard some before, and I'm like, how did you forget your words? How did you miss your notes? How did you get off there and not know you were flat? Like,
that's a good question, but I also can answer that.
Okay.
A lot of it is because they think that this is vacation. They think that it's just
the contestants think it's just not take it serious.
Yeah.
What?
They think it's just a time to gain friendship, love on people, but forget that it's a competition at the end of the day. So, not saying that you're a rude person, but it's a competition.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's a competition, you have to be on your P's and Q's by everything. You have to be working hard.
Yeah.
The whole time that you're there. If you're not tired afterwards, then there's something wrong. Because you should be practicing your song, getting out there, practicing around other people, practicing like 24/7. Yeah. Because you are there for a reason, to compete, to be able to win.
Yeah, you're there to win. Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, I enjoyed the walkthrough of that. Yeah. I hope other people did, because I don't know how else you are going to find those things out other than, on the Ranch and Table podcast of all places.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be very transparent with you. That's how we do. I'm just that type of person.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me. Let's back up how we know each other.
Okay.
So I have a friend, a coworker. He and I have worked together for over 10 years now. And JJ Higgins is a super guy, amazing guy. Yeah. He did my book cover for me for my book that I wrote.
Yeah, he did.
And look at that. Look, he laid it out. He laid it out nice. He is a Let's get in the frame here. He did a great job, and I don't know about the picture that they tried to Photoshop that picture to make it look better, but it doesn't look like me anymore. But anyway, he did a great job laying that out. What? That's me? Is that supposed to be me? Right?
Oh, that is you.
All right.
Okay.
So JJ tried out as well for The Voice.
He did.
And they showed him last week or last week? Yeah, last week. They showed it last week. And so JJ Higgins, go listen to his blind audition. And he did a great job. Can I say this online? It seemed like it might have been a half step low. I don't know. Can you pick your key?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that was in his range.
You think so? Maybe just getting in there and doing things. I was listening to something one time, and it sounds different on the other side.
Yeah.
But he tried out and did a fantastic job. He is a great singer. JJ is. He is. He's one of the. I mean, you've been around him to know how he sings. He
is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's one of the best. Yeah. That's why I was very shocked that he didn't get
He didn't get on there. And
so
I don't know.
Here's a funny story. So I was backstage and I heard JJ go on stage and he was singing. And so they have they have it closed off to where we can't really see like what's happening out there in the audience. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even know if he got a chair turn.
Okay.
Or I didn't know if he didn't, because the way that they were yelling, the audience it sounded like he did. Mm-hmm. But then he texted me and told me that he didn't. I was like, what?
Yeah. I watched it, and I think there's even an article out about most powerful blind audition of the season, is what they said. There's an article about it. I didn't read it. I've been too busy doing these other things that I've been doing with the wildfires. But that was like the most powerful. They said he was the most powerful audition of the season, wow. But he didn't get it. And so I don't know. I've watched the show enough. I scratch my head sometimes, and I'm like, why in the world? Maybe they're hearing something I'm not hearing through my speakers, through their speakers in the chairs. Like their speakers are in the chair, right?
But I think a lot of it had to do with that they didn't know the song. And I talked to JJ about this too. Like, I don't think
they weren't familiar with his song.
Yeah, I don't think they were familiar with the song.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Return to Pooh Corner, like, that's a Winnie the Pooh song. So not a lot of people listen to Winnie Pooh like that.
Right.
Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
They didn't listen to him. They don't listen to him now. And some of the songs that he had, he only had that one song out.
Yeah.
So, and we listened to that song, we were young. So I feel like that was his biggest struggle, is that they couldn't see range.
Right.
All they saw was like, they couldn't get past the range part. They just only harped on him bringing this song in. And
yeah. Well, I think even John said, why did you choose that song? It was like he was almost puzzled by it. But I don't know why things like that happen. It doesn't make sense. But I tell you what, JJ has taken this so well, and I knew he would, because he's a great guy.
As always.
He is a great guy, and he is taking it well. He put out there for people to watch and, follow up and all of that. And he had the best perspective. He said, I may not have gotten on the show, but that doesn't mean this is over, and I did what I wanted to do. They talked about their boy and talked about how all that came about. So it was a beautiful story. They have an amazing testimony and story. Yeah. And I'm glad they got to share that. I wish they could have heard the different, like I've heard some of his stuff on YouTube, and it's just, the man can sing.
Yes.
The man can sing.
Yes.
And so, and like you said earlier, maybe it just wasn't something they were looking for right now at this time or something like that. Because everyone really that goes on that show, once you get past all those auditions and those virtuals and all that, they know you can sing before you ever walk out.
100%.
Yeah. And remember back in the day, when American Idol used to have like bad singers, and that's kind of how they got their publicity out.
Yeah.
The Voice has never done that.
No.
They've always respected the voice and showcased great voices.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel bad for him, but he's like taken off with it, turned it to the best he can, and he's a great guy.
He is.
But I don't know. Some of these things, I guess, maybe someone in a back office in a producer's room, I don't know, hears something that maybe they hear something. I don't know.
Yeah. It
just doesn't make sense, but I think he should have gotten on.
I think he should have too.
Yeah, I do.
I think he should have.
I think he should have made it. Well, let me ask you this: if we don't know, any of this at all, it's not even finished. But what happens if you win?
So, if you win, you get $100,000.
Okay.
But then also you get a recording contract.
Okay.
You'll get signed under Republic Records.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much the grand prize.
So what happens to you when that happens? Because you already have some music out.
So if I win, I'll be basically locked into a contract with Republic.
But they'll produce your music.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'll just
10
be
songs. What is it? What's the contract?
So there's like 5 different options. It's
okay.
like distribution and like 4 other stuff I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
But
so they'll handle different parts of your music career, I guess, is what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would that's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, and I also see why they're so picky about who gets on there.
Oh, yes.
Because if that's the prize, you better make sure someone can capitalize on that. How would you approach that opportunity differently than the other 24, 23 people out there? Talk about that. Because that's where I'm really going with this.
Oh, bro.
How are you going to handle that?
Like, strategically, it would be so different. Like, for me, I would have a lawyer set together. That's what I have right now. I have a lawyer together to negotiate my contracts, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure that my contract is where I can be able to have some sort of freedom to be able to put out a record for them in that label sense. I have music already ready to go. Mm-hmm. I have an EP I'm working on. I have a couple singles that are ready to go.
How many songs do you have on Apple now?
Right now, I have 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's a lot.
It is.
Yes, sir.
I've been working, man. I've been working. But I think the biggest thing is that in me being on the show, like, I just wanted to capitalize, like, on what I've already been doing.
Yeah. And you've got some more exposure now. You've got some more eyeballs, more name recognition. So that's really why I'm asking that hard question is, okay, you see these guys go through this process. It's grueling. You've already told us the front end of this process is crazy.
Yes.
Crazy work.
Yeah.
So if you get all the way through it, there's going to be a whole lot more crazy work.
100%.
Well, then what are you going to do when they hand you that trophy if that happens to you?
You just got to have your plans in place.
That's
like,
right.
You got to have a lawyer in place. You got to have a team in place. Because if you don't have any of those things in place, they will, like, definitely take advantage of you.
So it's almost like you're walking out on this edge of this diving board a step at a time. Every time you get another yes, another yes, another yes.
Yes.
And by the time you hit that trophy in your hand, if that is how it happens, then you're ready to dive off. But you got a plan.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes.
You got a plan to go.
Yep.
To go to another level, see it happen. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
I like it. So if you win The Voice, I'm going to hear you on the radio. I'm going to see you in concert.
Yep.
You've already got the plans. You've already got the band. You've already got everything ready to go.
But that's what I've been kind of doing. I mean, especially after I finish filming, like, or how can I say? Am I supposed to say that?
Well, you've been filming the
I've been
blind,
filming. So
and you've done the blind so far.
So in between the filming, in between the filming times that I would come back and back and forth, I honestly would be recording. I honestly would be doing demo work and getting songs.
Are you gigging still right now? Getting out in public?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a gig tonight. So
we had to ask permission from The Voice to do that too.
I have to have permission for each gig that I do.
Real quick, we're here for a reason, And the reason you flew in is because we're raising money for the wildfires and the feed going out to the Panhandle.
Yes.
And first of all, thank you for doing this.
Of course, bro. You know I got you.
I appreciate
Come on now.
it. I appreciate it. Really do. JJ connected us up together
a
few weeks ago, and you started looking into it, talking. We started talking to you about it, and you immediately said, "Let's go. Let's do it."
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to just say this: you've come for no cost. You came to do it. You donated your time. Your band donated their time, and that means just the whole world to us. To me, we've got the tickets donated, the hotels donated. We got all the expenses covered through great people in the area. That just one lady, just so you know, ended up just putting her points on the Southwest Airlines and took care of all four tickets. She just said, "I got all four of them. No big deal."
That was nice of her.
Absolutely nice of her.
Well, whenever you get her name.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to send her a card for that.
Yeah, and I had another guy, he called me up. He said, "Hey, I got the hotels covered. I sent you the money." And so people when we put this out there that we were doing it, it was you doing what you did, and then they stepped up and did what they did. And of course, all the tips tonight we're going to send your way for, we don't want you to go home eating ramen noodles, so we're going to do everything we can. And these people tonight at this concert will take care of you. I know that they will. But thank you for coming without having to say, "I got to have this, and I got to have this, and I got to have that."
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Bro, no problem. Thank you. I'm going to come because, especially if JJ recommended and was like, "Yo, you got to come and you got to do this show for my bro." I heard he heard you, and he want to know, would you be interested in doing this podcast? And then it just went from there to doing the show.
Right.
And at first I was like, man, I don't know if I should do it. This is going to be a lot. But something was in me was like, you know what? Just go here, love on these people. And there's going to be moments where you're not, as an artist, that I have done shows where I didn't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
I only made, and then some shows where I only made $200.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to do it,
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why I had to do it was because this is a part of the dream.
Yeah.
It's a part of the dream. You have to suffer for a little while until you get to the point that you...
Well, I tell you this, once when you make the big money and the big breaks and you make all the money...
I'm still come back.
Make all the money you do, don't ever change that. Because I promise you, money does not fix and does not fulfill what you're doing right now.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Tonight's sold out. You got your first sold out show?
I do. Yo, this is crazy. My first sold out show. First one. I don't think I've ever had a sold out show before.
We got it done.
Yeah. And when you called me and told me that it was halfway sold out at first, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
How many tickets we had sold? I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. Because I've never seen it happen like that. Most of the time people come in and they come in and they go.
Yeah, well, the voice part of it helps. The voice part helps until you get your name recognition out there. The voice helps. A lot of these people have been following what we're doing, so the cause helps. Maybe some of them heard your singing, and that might have helped. So I don't know. It's a combination of everything, but we got it done, and so we're excited about tonight. And for those that missed it, I'm sorry you missed it. I've tried my best to get the information out there to everybody, but let me wrap this up real quick here. We're out of time. But this is my favorite part of every show. It's called Rapid Fire.
Okay.
But let me first say this Rapid Fire segment's brought to you by our friends at It's Fate Creamery. Some of the best ice cream and Italian ice in the world. They've won national awards, local awards, and they're across the street from the Fate Fire Station, downtown Fate. And it is ice cream done right. Ask them for a 20% discount at the counter and tell them you heard about it at the Ranch and Table podcast. All right, so you're my guest.
Okay.
So you get to go first. First question, and fire away, man.
Okay. So what was your favorite 90s sitcom growing up?
Wow. Well, you say growing up because you're younger than I am. I was already grown in the 90s.
So what was your favorite show in the 90s?
Probably Friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have never thought that. I thought something like Matlock or MASH or Give Me a Break.
No, I'm a comedy guy. I like humor.
Okay. And or so, like Frasier. I would have guessed Frasier.
I did watch Frasier.
Okay.
I did. I enjoyed Frasier. I watched all of their episodes. All right, let me ask you this. If you had, what is your walk-on song? If you're a baseball pitcher, you're gonna walk out to some kind of an event. What song's blaring when you walk out there?
On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. I had to think about it. Let them know, like, I look good, I look fly. I'm the flyest thing walking up on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Okay.
That's one of them songs where you just gotta, just feel yourself on that one. You know what I'm saying? And just go. Just be about it. Be about your business.
Right. What do you got on the second one there?
Okay, what's one food that you can do without?
Ooh, that's easy. I don't eat eggs.
What?
I know. It's crazy. I don't eat eggs at all. I mean, unless they're buried in a cookie or buried in a brownie where there's no hint, but like boiled eggs and potato salad or tuna fish or I'll eat something else. I can cook eggs any way somebody wants them. I cook eggs for the kids and my wife.
Yeah.
I can do it, but I don't eat them.
That's crazy. Because I love me some eggs. I eat egg whites though. I don't eat regular eggs. I eat egg whites.
Most people do, and I just never have. I don't know. But yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let me see here. Who is your hero?
I would say my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother, Willie Lee King. She inspired me a lot.
Yeah. She encouraged you to sing?
Yeah. My mom and dad, they, God bless them, bless their heart. They loved that I sung, but it was a lot sometimes being in the house and I was just singing all the time. So my mom and dad, they would kind of tell me, be like, you need to be quiet sometimes. You don't need to be singing all the time. And my great-grandmother would always tell me, like, no, you need to let that baby sing. Let him sing what he want to sing and just let him sing. And she would encourage me to sing all the time. But, she just really supported me. And even when she got older, she still was supporting me. She still was supporting the goals and the dreams that I had. Yeah. But I look up to her a lot because she went through a lot as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, as just a person in general. She went through a lot in life. Born in the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she inspires me the most of why I keep pushing, because she kept pushing. Through her abusive marriages, through her relationships with people, through her children, like all the stuff that she's been through, she persevered and she kept going. So I looked up to her and I was just like, I got to do the same thing.
And as an artist, that's part of being successful, is persevering and not giving up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why you're here today. I love it.
Yes, sir.
What you got for me?
All right. What was one game you played growing up that will always be a timeless one?
Game.
Yes. One game that that you've played ever since you were little, and it's a timeless game that it'll like never get old.
Well,
that's a hard one, ain't it?
It is, because I don't play games anymore.
Oh.
I'm not a big gamer.
So okay, so
board gamer or whatever. I mean, growing up, we'd always have Monopoly matches is what they turn into.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. It turn into like
you got to play something else besides Monopoly.
What's yours?
Uno.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. I'll tell you what we played for a while. We play spoons.
Okay.
And because it has a little bit of a aggression to it, I think we enjoyed it going after that spoon.
Okay.
That last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say spoons, yeah.
Okay.
I got tired of Uno when I worked at MCI years ago as an engineer. For about a year, I didn't hardly do anything. I just played Uno every day. And I finally got sick of that and went to work for another company. Yeah. But, yeah. All right, here we go. If you could go back in time and change one thing in history, in the history of the world, what would you go back and change?
I would go back and change the relationships that I was in, the mindset of why I wanted to be in those relationships that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess like when you're young, and that's what it is, when you're young, you're kind of dumb sometimes. Mm-hmm. You just like don't really care. Like you just want to be in a relationship. And I think for me, if I could go back in time, I would have been like, let me dodge this bullet.
All right.
And but I'm also grateful that I went through those things because it helped me to realize what I need from my wife. Right?
Yeah.
It helped me to realize what I'm supposed to be doing as a husband, like, at this point of my career. So
I think that's a great answer.
Yeah.
We all live and learn.
We do.
We live and learn.
We do.
We got mistakes back there. Now I married my high school sweetheart, so I'm ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
But we still had to learn each other. We still had to figure out things over the years. No relationship of any kind is easy. And if somebody says, "Oh, my marriage has always been easy," just don't believe anything else they say because they're lying about all of it. They lying. Yeah, because nothing's easy. Now, I can say after 26, 27 years of being together, we figured out where the buttons are, where the TNT's buried, where the dynamite's at, and we stay away from those areas, and we get along. I know what I can say to her and set her off like that. She knows what she can say to me and set me off like that. And we don't do that. We respect each other to the place where we don't. So I think that's true for any relationship. You got to learn how to get along and be in a relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also get into some toxic stuff, and it's Well, man, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming out to the studio and doing this. Thanks for doing this concert tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
If you have not checked it out, check out our progress on the fundraising that we're doing. We just crested over $75,000 raised in the last 2 weeks for feed going out to the wildfires area in the Panhandle. LeeWellsOfficial.com, and just click on the wildfire tab there, picture, and you'll get into all of those counters, how many tons of feed and all of that. And then come down, see us at the restaurant, downtown Rockwall, Wells Cattle Company. And we look forward to talking with you. We look forward to serving you. And if you want to get involved with the feed drive that we're doing, LeeWellsOfficial.com, and you can give there on that site. And as always, thank you for tuning in and being a part of this podcast. And as we say, so long, farewell, goodbye.